You know that person in your life who is never wrong, the one who messes up, hurts you, causes real damage, and somehow you end up apologizing to them.
Maybe it is your parent, your partner, your boss, that friend who always has an excuse.
You keep waiting for those two simple words, but they never come.
Why is that?
Let's be clear about what we're talking about here. This isn't about people who struggle to apologize. This is about people who fundamentally refuse to take responsibility, ever.
Scenario 1. Your partner forgets your anniversary. Again, you are hurt. When you bring it up, instead of, "I am sorry, I should have remembered."
Well, if it was so important, you should have reminded me. You know I am busy.
Suddenly, your hurt feelings are your fault for having expectations.
Scenario 2. A family member shares something embarrassing about you at a gathering.
Everyone laughs. You are humiliated. Later, you try to explain how that felt.
Their response, "Oh my God, you are so sensitive. It was just a joke. Why do you always have to make everything such a big deal?"
Notice what happened there. They didn't apologize for hurting you.
They criticized you for being hurt. Scenario 3. Your manager takes credit for your work in a meeting.
When you mention it privately, they say, "I was speaking for the team. Don't be so insecure."
Or better yet, "I gave you this opportunity, and this is how you thank me."
The apology you deserve becomes a lecture on your ingratitude.
Scenario 4. You lend money to a friend who promised to pay you back in a week.
Months pass. When you finally ask about it, they explode. "Wow, I didn't know our friendship was about money. I am dealing with a lot right now. You are really going to pressure me." And somehow, you feel guilty for bringing it up.
Here is the pattern. No accountability, no remorse, and somehow, you end up feeling like the bad guy for expecting basic decency. This isn't rare. Studies in relationship psychology show that chronic defensiveness and refusal to apologize are among the top predictors of relationship failure, romantic, familial, and professional. So what is actually happening in the brain of someone who can't apologize? Part 1. The fragile ego. You'd think people who never apologize have huge egos, right?
Ironically, it is the opposite. They have incredibly fragile egos.
Think of their self-image like a house of cards. One admission of wrongdoing, one "I messed up," and the whole thing collapses.
To them, an apology isn't just saying, "I am sorry." It is admitting they're a bad person. Fundamentally flawed, worthless.
It is called ego, dystonic. Anything that conflicts with their self-image must be rejected or reframed.
They literally can't hold two thoughts at once. I am a good person, and I did something bad.
So when confronted with evidence they hurt someone, their brain goes into crisis mode. Instead of thinking good people make mistakes, they think if I made a mistake, I can't be a good person.
So the mistake must not have happened. Or it wasn't really a mistake. Or it was actually your fault.
Part 2. Defensive strategies. When you confront someone who can't apologize, they deploy a predictable set of psychological defenses: DARVO, deny, attack, reverse victim, and offender. "I didn't do that. You are crazy for thinking that. Actually, I am the victim here."
Gaslighting, they rewrite history. That is not what happened. You are remembering wrong. You are imagining things. Now you are not just hurt, you are questioning your own reality.
Deflection. What about that time you did something wrong? Suddenly, the conversation isn't about what they did. It is about you.
Minimization. It wasn't that bad. You are overreacting. Other people have it worse. Your pain is dismissed as invalid.
Here's what is crucial to understand. These aren't conscious manipulations.
Most people who do this genuinely believe their own narrative.
Their brain is protecting them from the unbearable discomfort of admitting fault. Psychologists call this cognitive dissonance reduction. The brain rewrites the story to remove their responsibility. Part 3. The narcissism spectrum. Not everyone who struggles to apologize is a narcissist, but chronic inability to take responsibility is a hallmark of narcissistic personality traits. Here is the thing about narcissism. It exists on a spectrum. On one end, you have healthy self-esteem and occasional defensiveness. On the other end, you have pathological narcissism, a total inability to see others as fully human with valid feelings. People high on the narcissism spectrum struggle with empathy deficit. It is not that they don't feel anything, it is that they can't consistently hold space for someone else's pain while maintaining their own self-image. When you say,
"You hurt me,"
what they hear is,
"You are a bad person."
and their brain cannot accept that. So instead of empathy, you get defensiveness. Research shows that narcissistic individuals often have a history of emotional invalidation in childhood. They learned that vulnerability equals danger. Admitting fault meant being shamed or abandoned, so they built walls, thick ones.
Now, as adults, those walls are so automatic they don't even realize they're doing it. Here is the painful truth. People who can't apologize are often deeply insecure and afraid. They're not monsters. They're people whose defense mechanisms have gone into overdrive, hurting everyone around them, including themselves.
So what happens when someone in your life never takes responsibility?
First, trust disintegrates. You can't build a relationship with someone who won't acknowledge when they hurt you. Every interaction becomes a minefield. You start walking on eggshells not because you are sensitive, but because you know bringing up a legitimate problem will result in you being attacked.
Second, you start doubting yourself after the 100th time someone tells you you are overreacting, too sensitive, remembering things wrong. You begin to believe it. Maybe I am the problem. Maybe I am too demanding. This is how gaslighting works. It erodes your confidence in your own perceptions.
Third, resentment builds. Every unacknowledged hurt stacks up. You might stay in the relationship
Out of love, obligation, fear.
but you are dying inside. That resentment either turns inward
Depression, anxiety, self-blame,
or outward.
bitterness, passive, aggression, eventual explosion.
Fourth, the relationship becomes transactional. Without genuine repair, there is no intimacy. You might still function together,
Go through the motions.
but the emotional connection is gone. You become strangers who share space. And here is what happens to the person who can't apologize. They lose everyone. Eventually, maybe not today, maybe not this year, but over time, people hit their limit. The strongest, most patient people finally say, "I can't do this anymore," and walk away. And the saddest part, the person who can't apologize often has no idea why everyone leaves. They genuinely believe they were always the victim. People are just too sensitive these days. So what do you actually do when someone in your life can't apologize?
Strategy 1. Stop expecting the apology.
This sounds depressing, but it is liberating. Accept that this person will not apologize. Not because you don't deserve it,
You absolutely do.
but because they're psychologically incapable of it right now. When you stop waiting for something that will never come, you can make clearer decisions you are no longer stuck in.
Maybe if I explain it differently.
Mode. You see the situation for what it is. This doesn't mean accepting mistreatment. It means accepting reality.
Strategy 2. Name the pattern. Don't engage the defense.
When they deflect, don't take the bait. Instead of defending yourself, simply observe.
I noticed that whenever I bring up something that hurt me, the conversation becomes about my sensitivity rather than what happened.
Or,
I am noticing you are bringing up something I did last year, instead of addressing what happened yesterday.
you are not arguing, you are documenting the pattern. This does two things. It helps you stay sane.
You are not crazy. There is a pattern.
And it sometimes creates a moment of awareness for them.
Sometimes, not always. Strategy 3. Set boundaries with consequences.
Here is where it gets real. A boundary isn't you need to apologize. That is a request, and they've already shown you they won't. A boundary is,
If you criticize me when I express hurt feelings, I will end this conversation and leave.
and then you follow through, not as punishment, as self-protection.
I can see this conversation isn't productive. I am going to step away now.
No arguing, no defending, just action. This is terrifying, especially with family or partners. But boundaries without consequences are just suggestions. And people who can't apologize don't respond to suggestions.
Strategy 4. Validate yourself.
Since they won't validate your experience, you must keep a journal. When something happens, write it down exactly as it occurred.
Not for them, for you.
When they later say, that never happened, you have a record. You trust yourself. Also, talk to trusted friends, people who can reflect back.
No, you are not crazy. That was hurtful. You are not overreacting. Strategy 5. Decide your line.
There is a difference between this person struggles with apologies but tries, and this person is actively harmful and refuses all accountability.
Where is your line? Is it when they undermine your mental health? When they hurt your children? When they damage your career? When you realize you've become a shell of who you were? Only you can decide, but decide consciously. Don't let it happen by default.
And if you realize you need to distance yourself or leave, that doesn't make you weak or unloving. It makes you someone who values themselves.
Strategy 6. Consider whether they can change.
Some people genuinely don't know they do this. If someone is willing to go to therapy, read about it, genuinely try, there is hope. But they have to want to change. You can't do it for them. And honestly, most won't. The defensive patterns are too deeply ingrained. If after expressing your needs clearly, setting boundaries, and giving them opportunities to acknowledge their pattern, they still don't.
Believe them. They're showing you who they are.
Here is what I want you to understand. You are not responsible for someone else's inability to take accountability. You can't love someone into apologizing. You can't explain your pain perfectly enough that they finally get it. It is not about you.
It was never about you.
Some relationships can be repaired, some can be maintained at a distance, and some need to end. All of those choices are valid. What is not valid is sacrificing your mental health, your self-worth, and your reality to maintain a relationship with someone who refuses to meet you halfway. You deserve people in your life who can say,
I am sorry. I hurt you. What can I do to make this right?
not perfectly, not every time, but genuinely when it matters. If you've been dealing with someone who can't apologize, drop a comment.
What has helped you cope? What boundaries have you set?
Sometimes knowing you are not alone in this is the validation you've been missing.
You are not crazy. You are not too sensitive. You are not asking for too much. You are asking for basic respect, and that is not negotiable.